When evaluating gait, there are many different factors we can look at, including having the patient stop, start, walking at various speeds, eyes open, eyes closed, heel toe walking, etc., making 180-degree turns, doing functional reach, doing dual tasks. And we should also recognize that there are typical gait patterns that are associated with various types of pathologies, and they have their own characteristics. Why don't you spend a few moments having a look at this list? It's pretty good, and I think one, again, you might want to put somewhere for reference. We did mention observing the quality of patients walking, and one of the things that can be seen, again, particularly if you walk behind the patient on the way to the examination room, is a Trendelenberg sign. And this is where the contralateral hip pelvis drops during a single leg stance. But also don't forget that patients can compensate for that by leaning their trunk over towards the affected side, thereby lifting that pelvis back up. So either of those two might be indicative of underlying hip osteoarthritis and then its ramifications on the motor function of gluteus medius. And you can see it's got reasonable levels of both sensitivity and specificity. Now, I did neglect to talk about examination of the hip during our scanning evaluation. This is something that certainly I would strongly urge all of your lumbopelvic patients to have looked at when they're lying down supine. Left that out so that we could spend the time now to talk about it. So the American College of Rheumatology criteria for the classification and reporting of hip osteoarthritis, originally described by Altman, includes two different clusters. The first is hip rotation less than 15 degrees, hip flexion less than 115 degrees, age over 50. The second cluster is if the patient has equal to or more than 15 degrees of hip interrotation, then pain with hip interrotation, duration of morning stiffness less than or equal to an hour, and again, age over 50. And that has really good, strong both sensitivity, as you can see there, and pretty strong specificity as well.